inside. Yeah, 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 yeah. For your life, it's the Pearl Hale Show.
Welcome to the Pearl Hale Show. I'm your host, Pearl Hale. Hey, how are you tonight? We're talking about adapting a growth mindset. Adapting a growth mindset. I want you to come in and come in the room. We're talking about 7 things to transform your mindset. Y'all, I'm super stoked. I'm super excited. I am in the room tonight and I want you to come in and I want you to click and subscribe, tell a friend, watch us on YouTube, Facebook, like, share. If you would like to be a guest on our show, you can contact me at info@pearlhaleshow.tv. And we're going to get started. So much can be said about transforming your mindset. And I want to talk to you about 7 things to transform your mindset. It is so significant and so important to understand that in order to be successful, in order to be released and to do your assignment on the earth, you have to have a certain mindset at work or wherever you are. And the first thing we're going to talk about is number 1, adapt a growth mindset. A lot of times, if you don't talk to yourself a certain way, you can stifle your growth. And so you want to adapt the ability to build something through effort. For example, stop saying, I can't. Start saying, I can't yet. So what that does is it says it's something that can be done in the future. I'm changing my mind to focus on the future. And also, that's number 1. And I want you to come in the room. Thank you for watching the Pearl Hale Show, Transformational Speaks. 7 things to transform your mindset. We're going to get into a new wave, a new groove, a new way of thinking. And I'm so excited about that, which brings me to my quote for this evening. It comes from none other than Maya Angelou. If you don't like something, change it. But if you can't change it, change your attitude. And that's Maya Angelou. See, some things just a matter of us changing our attitude. Sometimes it's how you look at a thing, which brings us to number 2. Reframe failure as feedback. You know, a lot of times setbacks aren't verdicts on your self-worth. A lot of people feel like when you make a mistake, your self-worth is shot. No, baby, it's not shot. What it came to do is see it as a teachable moment. See, when you look at failure or setback, you have to look at, what did this come to teach me? What are some of the things that was blocking my progress? What was I doing that was stopping me from growing? And so a lot of times things happen to people. A lot of times people feel they failed, they messed up. You want to look at that thing. What is God teaching me in this moment? Perhaps I'm too friendly and not assertive enough. Perhaps I might joke around too much when I need to be more serious about my intentions, about my assignment. Everything in life happens for a reason, a teachable moment. Some things God has taught me in this evening: refrain from failure and see it as feedback. It's been the very thing to bless some people who I coach now. And I tell you, when God shows you, you see, this is where you messed up, but this is why I taught you this lesson, because now he's showing me things from another lens, how toxicity can cause bigger problems. So that failure or that thing that you thought went wrong or thought went south, it was God showing you and teaching you, you're bigger than that. You're better than that. Don't get involved in that, because this is what can happen. And we're so excited. We thank you for joining us on the Pearl Hale Show. We're talking about 7 things to transform your mindset. When you shift your mindset, you change the trajectory of your life. And I'm coming here tonight as I'm led to speak to you as a transformational life coach. These are 7 things that will help you shift your mindset. And also, I want you to support the Pearl Hale Show. Support the Pearl Hale Show. You can get one of my t-shirts to support my show, and also Bruised to Be Used, my book. I want you to help support the work that we do here at the Pearl Hale Show, Transformational Speaks. God comes to you in this season of your life to help you shift, change, and transform. And also, we're going to be down in Chi-Town at the Black Leadership Summit. The Black Leadership Summit. The information is on the screen. You can log on to www.blackstudentleadershipsummit.com. This event is free, but registration is required. And I tell you, not only are you going to get a dynamic encounter with some great speakers, but my session, yours truly, turning pain into purpose, transform challenges into growth and meaning. And I want you to watch this clip, and we're going to come back with more 7 things to transform your mindset.
What does it take to be a change maker? Confidence, opportunity, and the right support. The Black Student Leadership Summit is more than an event. It's a movement designed to uplift Black students at historically Black colleges and universities. Through inspiring speakers, interactive sessions, and leadership resources, we help students amplify their voices, embrace their potential, and create lasting change in their communities. But to make this possible, we need your support. Your donation grants access to transformative mentorship, educational resources, and while raising...
Thank you so much for watching the Pearl Hale Show. We want you to like us, click and subscribe. And as we talk about and share with you things that'll help you grow in this season, we're up to number 3. Number 3 is practice daily gratitude. You know, a lot of times we're not grateful for the small things. Sometimes we're looking for major things. And a lot of times changing your mindset requires you to be grateful. And in being grateful, what you give attention to expands. So if you give attention to negativity, negativity is going to expand. If you give attention to positivity, positivity will expand. So you have to train yourself to focus on things that's already working in your life. So You might not be in the position that you want to be altogether, but what's working? You're a good worker. You're an on time worker. It might not be the thing you want to do, but it's leading you to the thing. You may want to open your own business, but where you are now, you might be working for some company. You might not be happy in your position, but if you give your all, if you be grateful for where you are and saying, I'm going to give my all, I'm going to show up on time. What you're setting, you're transforming your mindset. See, when you do something for someone else, or you become the thing that you're trying to get to right now, then you just walk into it. So you already been coming on time. You already are setting some goals. So that becomes natural to you when you have your own business or when you get another position that's higher than what you want. You're already setting yourself up for success. And so you're being grateful. And some things you can write down. What are some good things that happened to you today? I had a good day. I had a good encounter. I had a good session with someone, talking to someone today. God woke me up this morning. I'm blessed and highly favored. I'm the head and not the tail. Some things, just speaking well to yourself, showing gratitude. And the next thing we're going to talk about, hey, ladies, gentlemen, hey, I want to see you in the room on tonight. 7 things to transform your mindset. God is in shift and change and transformation. And I'm your host, Pearl Hale. I'm a life transformational speaker and coach. And God comes to change the trajectory of your life if you shift and change how you see situations, how you think about things, and grow. And that leads us to number 4. Release what you can't control. Baby, I know that is hard, but when you spend your time trying to respond to foolishness, you can create more problems. When you spend your time trying to make people like you who don't, you're wasting your energy. You have to be confident and know who you are. I'm the head and not the tail. I'm above and not beneath. Situations don't define me. A man or woman don't define me. I know who I am. I'm a queen. I'm a child of the king. And so when you understand that people don't define who you are, release control of what they think, of what they say about you. They said many things about Jesus. When you see successful people, they're not worrying about what people said. They're busy working and focusing on their purpose. And what happens is the enemy comes to distract you when you try to control things instead of releasing things. When you just release and shift and stop doing what you've done. You made a mistake, pivot. It didn't work this way, pivot. They broke your heart, pivot, because that's just getting you in line with who's the right one, who's the right person that God has assigned to you. And sometimes releasing control. You can't control everything in your life. And sometimes when you release that control, you release the power it has over you. Because foolish people and foolish things, they try to have power over you so you can lose focus on the broader thing. I'm bigger than you. I'm better than that. And some of you, and you would often hear me say, you have a measuring stick. Whatever didn't work out, whatever you can't control, don't worry about it. Everybody is not assigned to help you. Everybody's not assigned to grow with you or go with you. It doesn't make them bad, doesn't make you better than anyone else. It's just your purpose is different. And so release what you can't control. You're doing yourself a favor. I want you to come in, click and subscribe, like and share. Tell me what you think. This is the Pearl Hale Show, Transformational Speaks. God is in the transformation, and he's always up to shift change. And we're talking about 7 things to transform your mindset. And number 5, speak to yourself with kindness. You know, a lot of times the world will beat you down. Problems will weigh you down. When you're a caregiver, when you're a parent, when you're a husband, when you're a wife, problems will weigh you down. Situations come up that we don't have any control over. So you have to speak to yourself with kindness. You have to say, I'm more than a conqueror through Christ that strengthens me. And you're saying, you have to be saying, I'm a winner. And you have to say to yourself, a winner never quits and a quitter never wins. You're transforming your mindset. If nobody speak to you kindly, baby, speak kindly to yourself. If nobody affirms you're beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm gorgeous, you have to know it. Be kind to yourself. If nobody recognizes the good job you're doing, I'm somebody special. I'm doing a great job. Speak to yourself. Talk to yourself as if you would a good friend. You matter. You're not a quitter. You're a winner. You all that and a bag of chips. So speak to yourself with kindness. This is going to shift your mindset. This is going to shift a lot of things that come to mess you up. You know, there's a lot of people with mental health issues. And if we're not careful, all of us can get depressed, can be come down, because that's the kind of world we live in. And there's no shame on mental health issues, because we're finding depression and stress is weighing people down, and a large percentage of the population. So you want to speak that thing. You want to speak to yourself in a certain way, because you all that. And I want you to hit me up in the chats with your comments. Hit me up in the chats with your comments. This is the Pearl Hale Show, Transformational Speaks. God is in the transformation. God is in the transformation. And number 6, I want you to choose progress over perfection. You know, sometimes we are so busy trying to be perfect. And sometimes you have to look at your progress. So 10 years ago, I did it this way. Now I'm doing it this way. I've learned, I've progressed. So I wasn't saving at all 10 years ago. Now I'm conscious about saving. It may not be what I want to save, but I'm progressing in that I'm saving something. So I want a specific house, or I want a specific car. I want a specific type of car. So I've progressed. I am being more diligent with my finances. I'm prioritizing what's important, those things some people have not done before. So you're progressing over time. When you try to be perfect, and none of us are, as long as you live, you're not going to be perfect. But when you choose progress, you say, okay, I'm not all that I can be, but I'm moving towards that. And what happens is that small, steady steps, small things. So, what causes you to have a big win is when you take small steps. And so, one of the things in me getting healthier, one of the smallest steps, but is a big step, is drinking more water. I have to be more diligent. I'm progressing in drinking a certain amount of water every day. Now, I'm not 100% where I want to be, but I improved from 3 bottles of water, 3 things of water, to now I'm drinking 5 or 6. You see what I mean about progress? Because perfection doesn't exist. And some of you, you're watching. God is steadily showing you you're making progress. Don't get stuck into, dang, I messed up. Dang. So I ate 5 chicken wings and I should have ate 4. But you were steadily, steadily eating less and you just messed up. It's okay. Just get back on track. Aim to be 1% better. Because see, sometimes we try to go big when the progress is in the small steps. So if you say I'm gonna run 5 miles a day and you ain't never ran before in your life, you're setting yourself up for failure. But if you say I'm gonna do 1 mile and then increase that, next week I'm gonna try to do 2 miles, then you will make progress. So it's not perfect, but it's progression. I'm so glad y'all in the room. I want to hear from you. This is the Pearl Hale Show, Transformational Speaks. I want to thank you for watching us tonight. We're talking about 7 things to transform your mindset, shift, change, and transformation. God comes to change your life, to shift some situations, to change the way you think about a situation. Progress. So people used to hurt your feelings bad and you said, I'm going to walk away. Now, even though you're hurting, you still go. You still volunteer. You still do. That's progress, baby. It's not perfection, but it's progress. Because see, whenever you look at your situation differently, you change your mindset. Whenever you take what people do to you and turn it around and stop internalizing it, you're progressing. You're not perfect. It's not to say things don't hurt you. It's not to say ouch, but little by little, small baby steps. You're making it, baby. We thanking you on tonight. And we're going to get to number 7. We're going to get to number 7 in a moment. We want you to like and share. And just as a reminder, we want you to join us at the Black Student Leadership Summit. The Black Student Leadership Summit is going down in Chicago on July 24th. July 24th. It is going down in Chicago. You can watch virtually. This event is free, but it requires registration. Okay. And we want you to support us. A lot of times We want to bring light to the next leaders that's going to lead the world. And so we're coming down and we want to help you. I have a section workshop, turning your pain into purpose. God has great purpose for you. And so you don't want to miss it. And we thank you again tonight. And number 7. We thank you. And number 7 is big. Okay. Number 7, surround yourself with growth. The people and inputs around you quietly shape how you think and believe what's possible. If you hang around deadheads and negative people, guess what? You are going to be negative. You have to be conscious of surround yourself with growth-minded people who love you, people who care about you, people who give you constructive criticism, people who are there for you in the storm, people who are supportive, people who will say, you know what, Pearl, you know what, Roger, you know what, Bill, you can do it. You're a winner. And you want to surround yourself with people where you're going. You know, I've said this before. You have to sense whose destiny you're tied to. Everybody is not tied to everyone's destiny, but you have to surround yourself with people, because if you're not surrounded by people who push you or things that motivate you, or good sayings, good people, anybody who's done something great, or anybody who's doing great things, you're going to see that they have a limited amount of time for negativity and negative people. Doesn't mean that they're perfect. It just means that they're busy in assignment. And so they're busy talking to people who are in alignment with that assignment so they can grow. How can I improve on this? How can I do this better? How can I be better at this? And so they surround themselves with growth-minded people, mindset people. And anytime anybody who's done network marketing or any of those things, you always hear them say a winner never quits and a quitter never wins. Or if you are in any type of sales, motivation is very important. And so who you surround yourself with, if you surround yourself with sourpusses, guess what? You might turn out to be sourpuss. If you surround yourself with people who are always talking down, guess what? You're going to find yourself down. So in order to pull yourself up, in order to shift and transform your mindset, you have to surround yourself with growth. I'm super excited. Thank you so much. Hey, girl. Hey, y'all out there. Thank you so much for watching the Pearl Hale Show, Transformational Speaks. That's my 7 things to transform your mindset. Hope it was a blessing to you. And I want to leave you with this quote. Our doubts are trailers and make us lose the good we often might win by fearing to attempt. Attempt something today. Attempt to think about your situation better. Attempt to transform your mindset. That's it. I'm out of here, y'all. Good night.
What does it take to be a change maker? Confidence, opportunity, and the right support. The Black Student Leadership Summit is more than an event. It's a movement designed to uplift Black students at historically Black colleges and universities. Through inspiring speakers, interactive sessions, and leadership resources, we help students amplify their voices, embrace their potential, and create lasting change in their communities. But to make this possible, We need your support. Your donation grants access to transformative mentorship.
Discover healing, purpose, and transformation with Pearl Hale's book, Bruised, to be Used. You were meant to stay bruised. You were meant to be used. Purchase your copy today.